The number one thing you'll never gain from trading, and that number one thing you'll never gain from trading is certainty. So, certainty is something that so many traders crave. They want to be right, they want to feel like they're gonna get a given result for any given trade. But the problem is there's no certainty of outcome on any given trade, and even over a smallish cluster of trades. So, and even when you go out a little bit, if you go out over a slightly larger cluster of trades, it's only once you go out a lot further that things become, the probabilities come in your favor. However, there's still never certainty. It's not a job, so you're not getting paid a regular income. It might be that one year you go and make, for argument's sake, 100%, but it's a lot unlikely you're going to go and do that the following year, or a lot less likely. In fact, the following year you might make 10%, and yet you're doing exactly the same things. Nothing's changed. So, and this is the hardest thing that lots of traders struggle with, because they're still putting in their efforts. So for their given effort, nothing's changing. In fact, they might be doing more. And yet the return, the outcome will change from one year to another, from 1 month to another, depending on what the markets themselves are doing. So this is the number one thing that people just, they have to accept, that you're never going to get from trading. There is no certainty. So you have to embrace the uncertainty of the markets, the uncertainty that over any given trade, the outcome is going to be unknown. And in fact, over any given cluster of trades, yes, the more trades you go out, once you start going out to a lot of trades, so 50, 100, 150 and more, then the probabilities come in your favor. But even if, let's say we go out to 200 trades, well, within those 200 trades, there will be clusters of losing trades. And this is the difficulty, coming back to this, that so many traders really struggle with. So the better you are at embracing the uncertainty of outcome in the near term, and appreciating that, let's say you make 100% in one year, that for the same given effort, there's no guarantee that you're going to make that the following year. In fact, it may, so often the distribution of returns is quite wide, even though you're doing the same thing. Why? Because the market changes, and the market will go through certain periods where it's really favorable to your given approach, and it will go through periods when it's unfavorable to your given approach. But you have to try and maintain your approach as much as you can and stay with your plan, because although it may, in this example, you may make 10% the following year, the year after that you might go and make 50 again, or whatever the numbers might be. So embrace uncertainty, accept that you're not going to be right all of the time, accept that there's going to be clusters, and this is really about losers, really, clusters of losing trades as well as clusters of winning trades, that your approach will feel out of sync at times with the market, but all of those things are perfectly normal as well. Embrace uncertainty. The better you are at that, the better you are at shrugging off all of the stuff that the market's going to throw at you, and so that you are there for those good times when your system is properly aligned with the markets. That's when you want to be there for that, not going through uncertainty and fear, and therefore not trading just at the point when you should be. There you go. That's my thoughts for this weekend. Do add some comments there on this topical video on uncertainty and certainty in the markets.